1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost a weekend and you don't know what to do, or you just need something fun to listen to.
Southside Pod!
Yes, we're on the air, and the gang's all here. All things on the South Side. We're listening to the Southside Pod. Looking for the best Southside breweries, or you might just need an awesome place to eat.
Southside Pod!
Mount Greenwood, Evergreen, Blue Island, Beverly, Payless, and all sub 2. You're tuned into the Southside Pod.
Southside Pod!
Oak Lawn, Midlothian,
Southside Pod!
Oak Forest, Chicago Ridge, Flossmoor, and Bridgeview. You're listening to Southside Pod!
And belly up to the 9-foot homemade oak bar. Pour yourself a cold one. 30 minutes of good in a world of dumb. My name is Chris. That's Bill. That's Mike. Join us here on Southside Pod. We're on our way to Blue Island later on this show to try a beer perfect for the summertime. Got a little listener mail for everybody. And we have a complete list of all the fireworks that you may want to go bring the kids to. Like we need more smoke in the sky, right? It's all brought to you by Family Waterproofing Solutions. You heard their ad at the beginning of the show. Named one of the Southland's best 2 years in a row, going for number 3. Express service, now available online. Know what you want, see the cost right on the website. Order and schedule on-site immediately for quick service. Your basement's best defense is at familydry.com. And the home base for Family Waterproofing Solutions is actually located on 95th Street in Evergreen Park. We are going to be right out there for their parade on Friday. EP's Independence Day Parade taking place on the 30th, followed by fireworks. We'll be at 95th and Turner. We normally save everything that has to do with Evergreen Park for the EP podcast, because that's what that podcast covers. But there's a brand new wine bar that just opened up at 95th and Kedzie, and we thought everybody on the South Side would want to know about it. Let's go. All right, man, it's brand new Spoken Vine, and like this is the chillest place that I've done this at. So like, I mean, the moment I start talking, I hear the entire place is kind of going like, ooh, what's going on over there? But it's a new wine bar here in Evergreen Park. I have Reed and Bridget here. Who's the cook, first of all?
That would be me. Yep, I'm back there. I have a great team beside me, but yeah, these are my recipes and my ideas and what I wanted to bring to the neighborhood. This is what I want to eat when I go out. When I was here just last week, and which is funny because I came walking in and your staff immediately was like, oh, you're back for more? I'm like, I'm back for an interview this time, but I'll probably end up at the bar at some point. But when I was in here, I started going through your menu, and there were things that I'm not an imaginative eater. You know, like I'm not like one of those people that sits there and says I'm going to try something new. I saw the bacon wrapped dates and I laughed at my wife when she said we're going to eat them. They're like one of the best things that I've had in any place. It was really good. Yeah. Those things were like candy. They were amazing. That's the thing. You can get those things elsewhere. You can't get them around here. Yeah. We need to bring bacon wrapped dates to the South Side, and that's what we did.
We're going to bring bacon wrapped dates to the South Side. So, what's the big item so far? I mean, I know you just opened, but I mean, like, what do you see people gravitating to right now on the menu, or what would you rather them try when they walk in?
A big success has been the meatballs.
Yeah.
Which I spent a lot of time developing.
Yeah, it's a good size plate, the meatballs, too. Yeah.
And then I'd say my next favorite is the mushroom cheese bake. It's like a gratin. It's got mushrooms and artichokes and a bunch of cheese and brie on top of it. Very gooey. You get crostinis to dip it in. It's delicious.
Was the idea what will pair well with wine, or is that all separate? Like when you're coming up with your menu and your wines, are you keeping track of like, oh, we have this food and this food would be good with this type of wine, or is it more of like the kitchen's its thing, the wine's its thing, it's just working?
Doesn't everything go with wine?
Everything goes with wine. Everything pairs with champagne. And if you just have great food, everything works with it. So, and I have a Bridget, so all of our food is great.
There you go. It is very good. You've been behind the bar, I've noticed.
Yes.
All right. So there's a lot of options. Like you can come in, you get a flight, you do your preset flights. Yes. I know. You can make your own flight. Different sizes.
Yep.
You heard my review. I was already telling people what the best value was. I was like, the big glass.
Of course.
Okay, is
Always
the best
go with
value.
the big
glass is the best value. And then the preset like flight. If you want to do a flight, the preset one was actually really good, and like it wasn't like you were just trying to pick like the bottom ones on the menu. You gave a really good selection of wines. How did you pick what you were going to do?
Well, for our first round of flights, we just wanted something that kind of crossed the board. So like I think you had did you have the red or the white?
I did the red.
Okay.
I'm not a white one.
So,
I'm not a white wine
for the
guy.
red, we went with Pinot Noir, which is going to be a much lighter wine than a I would butcher this,
Montepulciano? Montepulciano.
Yes, I do not speak French or Italian.
That's Italian. It's an
I
actual
said both.
town. I've been there.
Yeah, but you know, so you get a little bit more depth with it. Then we moved into my brain's not working.
Do you have a Merlot?
We have the Merlot,
Which is funny because I'm always one of those people who's like, I'm not drinking a Merlot. I'm not a Merlot fan. And I thought that Merlot was really good. And I think it was because, first of all, it was a French Merlot and not a California one. I've never really liked the California ones, but that was really good. And secondly, there was something vanilla in it that was really good that made that wine.
Yeah, and you'll get that out of your French Merlots a lot. They tend to get cask aged, so that really brings out those flavors in them. But yeah, we wanted to make sure we had something that kind of spanned the gamut, so people can try new stuff, because that's what we're really about. So we're gonna start expanding our by the glass menu immediately. I want to have 100 wines by the glass, like real soon.
100 wines by the glass.
Yes,
that's insane. Like if you look behind, and you can kind of see it here in the view if you're watching on the YouTube channel. The bar is not. This isn't like they had a bar and they bought a bar and then they said we're going to turn it into a wine bar. This whole thing is designed specifically for wine lovers, which I think is really neat about that. So like as you were going through it, was it just like, is there like a cookie cutter shape for a wine bar? Is it something you guys are drawn on pieces of paper? Like if we're going to do this, we want it to be set up this way?
Well, there's always some space limitations, right? So you got to make the pieces fit into the box. But that being said, we really wanted to have a lounge area where people could come hang out. It's like the fancy hotel bar. Obviously, you have tables because people want to come and have their private conversation and eat food and sit down and maybe have a normal dinner with a couple glasses of wine. And then the bar atmosphere and party table up front really lend to that like community feeling where you can go to the bar and maybe like talk to somebody about what they're drinking and try something new on their recommendation. And then maybe meet a neighbor.
It's like you got tables, you got the high tables, you got the bar, you got the couches, you got the chairs. I mean, it's basically, what are you up for when you walk in here? Like, how do you want your experience to go? How do you like tasting your wine? You know, do you like it with food? Do you like just sitting around and talking with somebody? I think that's really cool.
I've got to say, that is the most Southside thing to say that you're trying to get the most value for your dollar.
Yeah, it is.
I want the most alcohol I can get.
It is the Southside thing. I was at Capri in Palos, and somebody like asked me like, where'd you go out last week? I'm like, oh, I took my wife to Capri, and they were like, oh, really big pour of wine.
Really
like
big
people
pours.
know where their values are.
They do.
Yeah. Your big glass. It's a good
Big
value.
glass, good value. You know, the portions of the food.
Yeah.
Good value.
Oh, the meatballs. Great value. It's insane. It's like a whole meal right there.
Yeah.
You got it basically listed like an appetizer, and that is hearty. So yeah, no, I loved it when
You're
I came in
supposed
here.
to share it.
Yeah, but why would I do that? It's so good, Bridget. The other thing that's really interesting about this place is you have to go, which is really neat. Like you can, are all the wines that are behind the bar in to go? Are there ones that you can't find? Like what is the setup?
So right now, everything that we have on the by the glass menu is available in our retail section as well. We also do all of the beers that we sell in 4-packs to go because we're rotating.
You have a lot of craft beers. If you're going to come here and drink beer, it's craft beer. It's local craft beer.
It's all local craft beer, and then we're going to cycle through breweries, kind of help bring the breweries to Evergreen Park, so we don't have to drive to the north side to go try beer.
Yeah.
Which I thought was going to be which I thought would be really nice. But yeah, everything we have is available for retail as well as for on-site as well.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea too. You know, get somebody on a wine, and then they're like, I want more of this, and you're like, yeah, it's a good idea. Go buy it over there on the shelf and get out.
You can stay as long as you want. We got nothing but time on our hands. Come on in and sit down and relax. That's the idea.
All right. Well, you are the chef. We heard your favorite food. Reed, you're the guy behind the bar with the wines. Which wine do you think somebody should come in and try?
It really depends on what you're trying.
Give me a red. Give me a red.
If you're going for red, or if you're looking for a drier red, or Double Canyon Cabernet is really, really good. I drink a lot of old world wine, so we have a Côte de Rhône that I like a lot. But with the reds and the whites, we're going to constantly be getting new stuff. So there will never be a wine. It'll be a whole plethora.
It's always going to have different things that are coming.
Always
in here.
different.
There's always a new experience when you walk in here.
What's new?
Awesome.
Yeah.
You mixing up the kitchen or no?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mix up the kitchen. I love this. Okay. Smoke and Vine in Evergreen Park. Give the address out to everybody. I know I'm supposed to know it by heart at this point, but give me the address.
3146 West 95th Street on the corner of 95th and Kedzie. Come see us. It's exactly what you think it's going to be.
All right. Reed, Bridget, awesome place. Really cool addition to the South Side and Evergreen Park. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
It's the Southside Pod!
It's the Southside Pod!
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
It's the Southside Pod!
It's the Southside Pod!
OMG!
OMG!
It's the SSP!
It's the SSP!
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
It's the Southside Pod!
It's the Southside Pod! We get listener mail here from time to time at Southside Pod. You can actually leave us a voice message on the website. There's a little microphone that pops up when you go to southsidepod.com, and you can fill out the contact form. Sale in Garfield Ridge, obviously reacting to the fact that we were just out there last week, and we were talking about Pizza Wars, which I was a judge at, reached out to inquire, are we actually going to have a Southside pizza contest? This would be similar to our Battle of the Southside that we did during March Madness, except it would be pizza. Sal wrote, you guys were talking about how controversial things and stuff that makes people angry gets them more involved, but I don't think you ever settled on a pizza battle. And I think the quick answer to that is, yeah, I think we're going to do pizza at some point, very soon, right?
Yeah, I mean,
WGN did that.
Everybody does pizza.
Everybody does. They do it like every year.
But we do pizza in
They
our
did it
way.
all city though.
Here's
They
how
had
we
north
do
side and
pizza.
south side
Here's
bracket.
how we do pizza. We do pizza by immediately snubbing like Los Angeles.
What?
Like we just like
I mean, it'll
or
work. It'll
Palermo's.
piss me off.
Like we piss off like somebody who's like really like got great pizza.
Like we have
Right.
like Pizza Hut beating
Yeah.
Anybody.
Rosati's.
Right. We
Literally
get Pizza Hut
anybody.
like the number
I
one.
mean,
seed.
everybody's pizza.
Like that's what
is
you do.
better
You
than Pizza
make up a
Hut's.
contest that just pisses everybody off. So we
love
make Pizza Hut the number one seed in the entire contest.
We should
And then
we'll
they
just have like a
lose?
strictly south side thing. We'll have a north sider win.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Oh, that'll totally make everybody
Pequod's
mad.
won.
Pequod. Congratulations. Pequods.
I think pizza's where we're gonna go with this thing. I mean, you know,
I think
but I need you to do the seeding because when you seed things, it's terrible. So then people will be excited.
and we've done this before in the
Yeah.
past. You're familiar with this bit. But for next year, for April 1st, you should do Cubs in the basement.
Yeah, I hate that though.
Why?
Where I just talk about the Cubs for an hour.
No, but you do it for a little bit, I think.
Here's the problem with that. And what Bill's referring to, Mike, if you don't know about this, when I was doing alternative radio in Champaign, Illinois, and I did it in other places too because it
What
worked
was
so
the guy's name?
Josh Edwards.
Josh Edwards.
Right. And he was like the big DJ on the like
He was
hip
like
hop
the
station.
B96 of
B96.
Champaign.
That's
He
the
was
best way
like
to say
the
it.
top 40
It was
guy.
basically Q something, Q95 or something like that. Q96. So it was basically the B96 of Chicago. They were Q96 in Champaign, Illinois, and we were the number one morning show for
Yeah,
18 to
I've
34.
heard.
Yeah, I know. I was pretty good. I was really good at what I did. I was really good. I'm sorry. You know what? When I was younger and it was happening, I was full of myself. And then I spent about 10, 15 years trying to act like I wasn't.
By the way, his Twitter name is still JVibes
Of course it
96.
is. Of course it is. And now I'm back to saying it was pretty damn cool and I was awesome. And Bill was awesome. He was on that show.
Oh, for sure. We were
And
Champagne famous.
luckily you weren't on the show because we might have come in
Yeah,
second.
he was
Okay.
fourth.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we decided on April 1st to announce on the show
What year?
1999.
99.
I had a real job by then, but let's keep
90, it
going.
was 99 because we didn't start the morning show until May of 98. We didn't move
right.
the mornings. So 99 it was. April 1st, 1999, we go on this alternative rock station that is like the biggest station in town.
I mean, think about alternative music in 99.
Yeah.
It was a good year.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And what we do is I announce with Josh Edwards, who's
Yes.
supposedly a rival. Like I convinced him because he was dating one of the girls on my show. And she said, Chris has this great idea. Will you come on your competitor station? And he agreed to it. So we get him into the studio, and he comes on the radio, and he tells everybody, and I say, ladies and gentlemen, Josh Edwards. And he comes in, he goes, Chris, because that's how they all talk.
He did talk like that.
Chris, well, I'm so excited. Hey, they all sound that way.
61 degrees at 7, 10 after 7, 50 minutes delayed.
Right, and what's funny is
you got to say the time 3 different ways.
These people sound normal when you have a conversation with them. And then all of a sudden it's like, Chris, and welcome to 107 on the Pod. I'm Josh Edwards. Kid on sex. Like, it's crazy. And you're just sitting there looking at him and you're like, what is wrong?
How much cocaine have you done this morning?
He's convulsing. His eyes are popping out of his head. Like, whenever you hear these people that do those stations, like, know this.
That's definitely 90s radio. They don't do that anymore.
It looks weird when they do that. It really looks as weird as it sounds.
Because he shuts down the mic and he's like, oh, how did that sound?
Did it sound okay? Sound okay?
No, it didn't. But it was
Hold on a second. Song's ending. All right, it's Kid on sex. Like they're puking out of their mouth. So anyway, he comes on and he helps me announce that we're doing a format switch. And we start playing everything from the Backstreet Boys.
Janet Jackson.
Right. And the funny thing was.
And the phone's like lit up.
And the funny thing is this. When you're doing radio in a format, let's say you're doing rock radio, if you listen to the same Pearl Jam song and the same AC/DC song and the same, all those songs, and you listen to them all the time, what do you do in your free time? You flip on a different kind of music.
Sure.
Because otherwise...
We were having a blast playing that music.
I loved that music at the time. I was like, this is what I listen to on the ride home when I'm sick of listening to the same song.
Let's play an MC Hammer song.
Right, I'm like, here.
Let's this is how we do.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, right, exactly. Like, I would get in a car out of the alternative radio station. I put on Wu-Tang Clan on the drive home.
Do we want to hear 1979 by the Smashing Pumpkins again?
I've heard it 7 times today. Right, yeah, exactly. So that's what I was doing. So we knew so much about the artist because we were listening to it off the air that we really pulled it off, and we created a panic. People were so angry about it. Now, the reason that wouldn't work for a podcast is they would just unsubscribe and never come back.
But you talked about how you want to piss people off.
At 10 o'clock in the morning, they started playing Pearl Jam again. And I was back the next day laughing at all of them. Right? But I mean, like, they would just unsubscribe and move away. So we can't do that on a podcast.
Okay.
I have a confession to make. It's true, and I'm guessing you have done the same thing. Put more time into thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for your retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree with you, and I want to help you out. I've got a local, experienced, down-to-earth guy who's a friend of this show. He's got a get-to-know-you approach and do the right thing values, and he's been around for over 20 years right here on the South Side. His name is Tom Walsh. He's located on the corner of 111th and Kedzie, and he's waiting for your call. In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? Call someone who's invested in your success. Reach out to Tom now, 773-779-0023, or pop in at the office right on 111th and Kedzie. Tell him we sent you. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC. Before we try out a brand new Southside beer on the podcast, I do think it's funny that I'm basically teaching Radio 101 on this show. Like, it's like a podcasting lesson. I actually just was at a local library here doing a podcasting class for an hour, and I got Podcasting for a Living, which is an actual show where podcasters listen to it and try to figure out how we do what we do. Those that are looking to get into podcasting find out all the stuff that we've kind of figured out over the last decade and a half. That show's only on Spotify, by the way.
I mean, I can't listen to that one. It's behind a paywall.
I'll give you a free access to it, big guy. I'm going to hook you up.
Man.
Finally, we get paid. We get paid in podcasts.
I can't pay you guys, but like
you get a Chris
Lanuti and some podcasts.
Here's a Lanuti NFT.
Listen,
it's going to be worth millions one day.
All I do is take grief because these two guys get paid. So I will make a deal. I will make a deal right now on this show.
There we go.
The next advertiser that signs up to this podcast to run an ad, I will give the entirety of the proceeds of their ad to Bill and Mike.
Wow.
Do we
have to find that person?
No, you don't have to. Like, this is airing right now, and the next person that signs up for advertising, as long as they advertise on the show.
On this show?
Well, yeah, this show. I mean, this is the show
Not
you're on,
any
right?
of the other 9 shows.
No, you have to make this
besides
show good.
Okay.
So a new advertiser
that's
to
not easy.
this show, the first new advertiser we get,
haven't made
all
it
the
good
money
in
goes to
4
you
years.
forever. Forever, as long as you're on.
Forever?
In perpetuity.
In perpetuity.
Perpetuity. All right.
Or perpetuity.
I want just perpetuity. I don't want that perpetuity. Just the perpetuity.
I would like perpetuity.
In
You can have
perpetuity.
perpetuity.
In
I want
perpetuity. You know what?
perpetuity.
I just want the tuity.
A pitcher of beer, a pitcher of beer. Let's order another pitcher of beer. That pitcher of beer should come over here. I love that pitcher of beer.
Southside Pod at Blue Island Beer Company. Alan Cromwell sitting here with me. We've met Al before. How are you, buddy?
Wonderful.
Awesome. It's a beautiful day outside.
Sunny, smoky.
Yeah. There's a haze. There's some sort of Canadian wildfire
I'm
going
used to
on.
the tire fires coming from Alsip and Crestwood, so this is actually a nice break in the action.
This reminds me of the pollution of when I lived in Southern California in the valley. That's basically what this is. I walked outside. I was like, it's like being in SoCal when it's 120 degrees.
Yesterday it smelled like a sauna, so I assume the trees that are burning are cedar.
Anyway, last time I was here, I was seeing a show here, and I was like, when did this go in behind me?
That's right.
What is the deal with all the artwork here on the side of the wall that's part of the bridge? When you come off the bridge, the ramp, this is all part of the road here, and it's right next to
So
Blue
we
Island Beer
have
Company.
a brand new piece of art here. Our friend Juan Kim, who you would know from restaurants Kim Ski and Maria's Packaged Goods up in Bridgeport. He's besides being a chef, he's also an incredible artist. And we've got a chance to become friends over the last couple of years. And he had his eye on this wall, and we
saw this wall. He's like, I want to paint this wall.
Yeah, he's like, you know what this gravel parking lot needs is some art. And we've been kind of fantasizing about it for a while, and we made it happen the last couple of weeks. And Juan, over a course of a few days, took care of it, and I think we're all lucky to have it now.
Was there a general theme to it? It looks very cosmic to me. Like, are we going to see a beer that comes out with a label similar to this at some point?
There was a little bit of a starter of a theme, but haven't been a fan of his artwork. We just knew that we were in good hands.
Well, it's neat. It makes everything look just even nicer out here. What are we drinking here?
This is our Ziegli beer. It's a Bavarian Hefeweizen. It's the first time we've brewed this beer in 5 years. Had a spot in the lineup to brew a seasonal, let alone a summer seasonal, and a traditional German Hefeweizen's, great for summertime.
Yeah, definitely. The lemon inside of it. I'm not normally a guy that puts a piece of fruit on the end of his beer. What is the reasoning behind that?
I just think sometimes, with either an orange or a lemon, adds just a little the citric kind of flavor and acid to it.
Do people throw it inside the beer? Is that wrong?
Yeah.
Is that good?
No,
is that something?
and to be honest with you, again, it's optional. We really don't intentionally serve it, but we have our draft cocktail program now, so we normally have some chopped fruit, oranges and lemons and stuff like that we can offer it, but I do think with just the summertime vibes, it's always nice to have a little extra fruit in there.
No, this is good. This is good in the sun. This is a good in the sun beer.
A traditional Bavarian Hefeweizen is going to have the yeast profile. It's going to give you kind of a banana clove kind of esters to it against the wheat, which is a dominant grain that is used in a beer like this.
So is this one a hard one to make? Is this an easy one to make? Is there a reason why it was off the list for a couple of years? As one of the many trains in Blue Island goes zooming past.
Oh, a train in Blue Island?
A train
at
in
this
Blue
hour?
Island. I'm shocked.
No, we just kind of, I think, that whole pesky COVID thing over the last couple of years kind of
gotten away in some of the beers.
Of certain things, and, it was definitely, one of those moments like, well, how can I miss you if you never leave? So it's been gone for a while, and we missed it.
It's awesome.
here it came back.
Well, it's very good. I enjoy it. What do you have coming up here? Because last time I was in here, you had Joe Ryan in here. I know he's got a normal thing where he comes. What is he in here once a month?
I would say, he does a residency through the winter months. Joe Ryan and AM Drinkers. He's just been a great asset and friend.
He gets a good crowd.
He does.
Lively crowd.
And, kind of encompasses all the Americana music that we like all in one band and one package. So over the summer months and stuff like that, a little bit more every couple months. But he's great. But this Saturday, July 1st, we are actually have a really unique event happening it's a premiere of a skateboard video.
Okay. The train likes it. Skateboard video.
Yeah. And it's called Off the Rails, Washed Up. It is featuring Chicago skateboarders filmed during COVID downtown. Some incredible shots of the skyline and buildings. And
basically taking advantage of the fact there's nobody down there?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which I picked up on when I was sent the clip of it before we agreed to...
right away you were sitting there going, hold on a second. I get how they did this. There was nobody there.
Our friend Kyle, who produced it all, really shot some beautiful angles of Chicago and remind you why it's a world-class city, an international city, and probably one of the best in the world.
So that'll be premiered or shown here?
That'll be shown here July 1st at 8 p.m. inside. And then outside, since it's the fireworks here at the falls over here in Blue Island, which you can see right over the building, we're going to do a little outdoor tailgate concert with our friends Tall Doug and the Criminal Kids. A little double bill at 9 o'clock. So as the fireworks are going off right over the brewery and the chimney and the sign over there, we'll have some pretty loud rock and roll happening here in the parking lot till about 10:30.
Blue Island fireworks. I always hear all these different places will try to tell me they got the best fireworks. Where do you rank the Blue Island fireworks? Are they good? Are they great? Are they the only ones you ever see?
I will share with you that I grew up coming to Blue Island through the 80s, seeing the fireworks at Eisenhower High School. My grandparents lived here on Maple Avenue in Blue Island, just north of 127th Street. My sisters played in our high school band down in Park Forest, and they would do a summer program that they would always end up playing in this orchestra and band here at Eisenhower, and those were always pretty fabulous and a great memory as a kid in the 80s growing up like that. But now the fireworks here in Blue Island have moved over by the SEPA station, which is this really cool waterfall aeration station, and it's just a beautiful setting. So they're right over the bridges, the Metro bridges and the Western Avenue Bridge here. The park is so cleaned up. The MWRD has really done a great job with it, and we'll also be serving beer there. Ooh. As part of their little family-friendly event that they have starting at 4 o'clock.
You have a festival going on here, essentially, with the tailgate.
We have a show.
You got a thing going on. People could be here. If people want to go over to where the fireworks are, you're also serving your beer there.
We'll be the beer vendor for this year, and we asked by the city to do it. And
that's a busy Saturday.
That was a great invite, and I am preparing now to be ready for it. And you gotta bring the people what they want, and there's no reason there's a few of us here that we can't be in two places at once.
No, that makes perfect sense. Anything else big coming up here in the next month or so?
We got a bunch of cool stuff coming up for the fall. I have some other things I can't announce yet.
Can't announce it yet?
But
not even on Southside Pod?
No.
Take it one, not a little thing,
nothing? I'm going to hold off. But
right. I'm imagining in the fall it's got something to do with October and Fest. Maybe that word put together?
That was one of the events.
It's one of the possibilities that you can't announce.
I'll just tell you, this fall and winter are going to be incredibly eclectic here at Blue Island Beer Company, and you're going to see stuff that you haven't seen here before, and you're going to be entertained by all of it.
Look at this. This place is coming alive a little bit lately. We're bringing back beers that have been gone for a couple of years. You got this skateboarding film going on Saturday the 1st, along with the tailgating outdoor concert where you can see the fireworks, and you're also serving over at the fireworks in Blue Island.
That's right.
You're going to have a big weekend.
I'm going to take Sunday off. That's what I'm going to do.
Enjoy, my friend.
Cheers. Always a pleasure, Chris.
The Southside Pod Bulletin Board brought to you by Sid Sauce. They grow all the peppers here on the South Side. They develop these delicious hot sauces. They're constantly changing it up and bringing in new ones, bringing back old favorites. And in most cases, they deliver right to your door. See everything they have to offer at sidsauce.net. Let's run through where all the fireworks are at and the parades, because that's what everybody wants to know about. Getting a little help from our friends over at The Patch. Friday the 30th, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, Evergreen Park has their parade with fireworks coming right afterwards down 95th Street from Pulaski to about California-ish. Veterans and all active military invited to lead the parade with their families on Friday. Then we get to the first on Saturday, and Lamont kicks off a several-day just party out there. They love the party in Lamont. Food Truck Festival, tickets on sale now. That's happening on Saturday. There's also a parade in Midlothian on Saturday, going down 147th Street. Oak Lawn has their parade with post-event entertainment at the Village Green on Saturday the 1st. And Tinley Park does their Stars and Stripes 5K on the 1st. And you heard all about Blue Islands just a few moments ago when we were over at Blue Island Beer Company. On the 2nd, take a break. Go to Flipside Brewing in Tinley Park and the Flipside Bazaar. Our good friend John Streets is having another one of those amazing bazaars that he puts together, the Artisan Market Beers Burger Bazaar. Kicks off at 11 a.m., goes till 5 p.m. All ages are welcome, and it is free to attend. John tells me he has an amazing variety of vendors at this thing, and they serve Malort there. I don't get it, man, but some people are like John, and they like their Malort. Back to fireworks then, on the 3rd. Burr Ridge has their fireworks. Chicago Heights has their fireworks. There will be a fireworks extravaganza out in Lamont. Palos is having their Independence Day celebration. There's food, there's music, there's beer, there's fireworks. And then on the 4th of July, Palos is having their parade. Meanwhile, Tinley Park has their fireworks. Orland Park does a concert and fireworks. Oak Park has fireworks. Homewood does fireworks. Flossmoor does a bike parade. I'm sure they're doing fireworks, but all I have here is bike parade. And I guarantee I missed a lot of other places, but that's what I had in front of me. Next year, tell Southside Pod about your fireworks. We'll get it in there. Meanwhile, my dog will spend the next 5 days hiding in the basement. Who am I kidding? This is the South Side. He'll be hiding in the basement for a month. Can I just make a plea to everybody on the South Side? Can you just get them all out of your system from like now until I'll even give you the 5th? I'll give you a day after if you need it. July the 6th, I don't want to hear any of them anymore. By then, I expect all your fingers to have been blown off successfully. I can pull bottle rocket remains out of my backyard pool, and we can get back to life. Let's send some American smoke back at Canada this weekend.
It's the Southside! It's the Southside! It's the Southside Pod! Thanks for listening! Thanks for tuning in to the Southside Pod! Y'all come back now, you hear?